years, I have believed in miracles and I have believed for healing. And I'm so shocked because every time I would pray, nothing would happen. It gets discouraging. And sometimes I'd even go like overseas to where I'd hear about all these miracles happening. Go, okay, let me at least see it. And I'd get there, whether Africa, India, whatever, and nothing. And then 2 weeks ago, we were in Myanmar, Burma.
So I've heard of some evangelicals who have gone to a place called Myanmar or Burma.
I can't even tell you how intense, how amazing the experiences we had were. This lady had built relationship and somehow was able to work out so that we could go into the village.
And while there, have claimed that they actually came along and healed everyone they touched. Everyone who touched them was healed.
People started coming forward for healing. Every person I touched was healed. You guys, okay. This is craziness to me. I have never experienced this in 52 years.
And what's interesting about that story is I actually know of men who are church planters on the ground in that country who know the men who arrange these healings.
Unbeknownst to the visiting preacher, poor people of all ages in a village are hired to act as if they are deaf or blind, and they are instructed to play out a dramatic healing when the visiting preacher touches them. In this elaborate scam, the preacher is actually tricked into believing that he is performing miracles.
I'm talking like a little boy and a little girl who were deaf. We lay hands, she starts crying and again, these are not Christians. These are not people who've even heard about Jesus.
There's fees paid out to various people to heal, because what that does is that brings more American preachers and then more money into the country. And so they arrange a series of healings and these men come back with these stories.
And we're like, lay hands on your little brother. You know, we lay hands on him and he starts hearing for the first time. Like, you guys, this is out of my comfort zone. This is stuff I read about, but I'm going, man, it happened. It happened.
They're being suckered. Unfortunately, we go overseas and we lose all sense of discernment. Things we would never consider acceptable here, we just go overseas and discernment is gone, and we're just suckers for every charlatan that comes along.
I thought I had faith, but my faith was at another level.
One of the reasons I absolutely despise the charismatic movement and all that it does is because it teaches people to be gullible and open to the idea of fake miracles. And as soon as they discover this isn't real, it's fake, they don't just abandon their charismatic convictions. They sometimes abandon faith in Christ altogether.
What I'm struck with is not just this doesn't fit with the Bible, although it doesn't fit in any way with biblical teaching, but just the human cost, the spiritual cost of this kind of false teaching at a moment when individuals are at their most desperate and have the most openness to hearing genuine truth from God and know they need something from God, know that they're insufficient in themselves to do what needs to be done, and they're looking to the Lord in some way, and yet someone steps in and gives them this false self-aggrandizing teaching.
I've seen many other lives be destroyed when they finally woke up and realized these things aren't even real. They think nothing is real. They question whether Christ is real. And it's hard to get anyone who's gone through that to come back and take a serious look at faith in Christ, focused on the gospel rather than focused on these phony miracles.